Hello and welcome to our Bio 110 class. This video is meant to kind of familiarize yourself with our Canvas course that we will be utilizing throughout the semester. So we have 6 weeks that we will be focusing on cell biology together, and this is what our Canvas course looks like. So I want to take some time to kind of go through it, show you where all of the important items are so that you are familiar with it. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and text me via the Remind app, or you can email me through Canvas, which we'll take a look at in just a moment as well, so that you can ask any questions. Also, in the discussion board, as you'll see, I will have a general questions discussion board that you can post things there too, so that everybody can see your question. It would kind of be like raising your hand in class, so everybody can hear the question and hear the answer, and everybody benefits from it. So this is our home page here. So if you look over here, you should have something similar here with your picture here. Hopefully you have uploaded a picture to your account. You've made some adjustments to your account. I recommend clicking on that and changing your profile to get certain notifications. Certain notifications are required, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Here in the dashboard, if you click on this, then it shows you the different courses you're enrolled in for the semester in kind of like a picture format. Here kind of brings up the course itself. So we're going to start right here, and we're going to go through here. So this is highlighted, the home area, and this is my welcome message here, just saying hello and welcome to our class. My name is Brandis Hubbard. This video link here, this is where I will be posting this video. So this is likely where you will have clicked in order to get to this video. I also suggest clicking around the Canvas site, clicking around Canvas as a whole, over here on the calendar and inbox and things like that, just to familiarize yourself with this, because we are together for 6 weeks. If you haven't used Canvas before, maybe a little bit of a learning curve, so you want to really familiarize yourself so you're not getting to a point where something is due and you're not sure where it is or how to get it. All right, so let's take a look over here. This is what we have available in our Canvas course. I'm going to click on Announcements next, so we can take a look at the announcements. I did put one announcement on here just so that we can see it, basically, for this video purpose. The announcement I have posted here is welcome. So hello and welcome to the class. Right here you can see that this dot says that it's new. I haven't looked at it yet, so I can click on it. And then you can see the announcement. I will use announcements if necessary. So if there is a particular issue or problem or something that needs to be brought to everybody's attention in a more serious way, you know, due date changing or something like that, I will post it as an announcement. In just a moment, we'll see some of the required subscriptions and notifications that you have to have, and one of them is to where you're getting the announcement notifications to your phone or email. So this one's just a quick hello and welcome to our course, and saying I look forward to the class. So I have this posted just so you can see what an announcement looks like. Next I'm going to click on the syllabus here, and typically this one says it's closed for comments, but I can have comments available on announcements as well if necessary. This course syllabus automatically populates. So what it does is it takes any assignments that are posted, any quizzes that are posted, and puts them in this syllabus section here. So right now what I have posted for the course is our first week. Over here on the calendar you can see what's highlighted is the 13th. Today is Sunday the 13th that I'm creating this video. And on the 20th here is where we have our first set of items that are due. You can see here Sunday, May 20th, 2018, and all of these items are due by Sunday, May 20th. It also tells you the time that they are due by. So in our syllabus, which you'll see in a moment, or maybe you've already looked at, with the exception of the last week of class, all of the other weeks, all of the items are due by 11:59 p.m. on that Sunday of the week. So in here we have the different items which we'll see in our module. But in here you can kind of click on these and make sure that you've completed them by the due date as well. So the syllabus is just another way to access this information. Next we have the discussion boards. So as I post things and as I post assignments and open up new modules, you'll see more things in that syllabus section. So here we are at our discussion boards. So I have 2 discussion boards that I automatically have set up, but we can also create more discussion boards if we feel like we need to. The first discussion board here that I have pinned is the general questions discussion thread, and I have posted this basically, as its name implies, is if you have any questions. So it says, feel free to post any questions you may have about the course throughout the semester to receive feedback from myself and other students. So I posted this up here as, again, kind of a way to, if we were in an actual classroom, if someone were to raise their hand and ask a question about a due date or an assignment or something about the syllabus or anything at all, that they're kind of general questions that perhaps it would be beneficial for the rest of the class to hear as well. So I do recommend using this section. You can go in here, you can click reply to this. You can see that I am subscribed, or I'm unsubscribed, but I need to subscribe to this. So I can subscribe to this so that I can get notifications. And then I can reply to this thread and I can ask a question. So if I click on reply, see if it works here with my fake student setup. So I can type in, this is my question, and then I can post the reply here. And then when this is posted, then other people can get can reply here. They can thumbs up saying that'll let me know that that's an important question, or that people agree or disagree with the answers that people are giving to this. So this is a place where other students can then post answers as well. So if I don't get back to somebody immediately, maybe another student knows the answer to the question, and then they can write the answer to the question there, and we can kind of help each other out in that way. I do respond relatively quickly, but just in case, that's available to everybody, and everybody can reply to each other. So that's the pinned discussion board. There's no requirement to post to that. It's just if you have some general questions that would be beneficial for the class. And you can see here that now I am subscribed to that, which meant that as soon as I posted that question, I actually got a notification that a question had been posted. So I do get those notifications. And then here it says there are no unread replies because I've read all of them. And then here there's been one reply, which was the one I just wrote. Some other discussions. Is the helpful resources discussion thread. So this is posted here for all of us to kind of share our resources. So as we're working through the class, if you find a really great YouTube video that describes something in a little bit of a different way than I've described something, if you find some sort of interactive website that's helpful for understanding the information for the class, if you find a textbook or a journal article that you think is interesting that applies to the course, please do post it here. Again, I'm going to subscribe here. I'm subscribe my student. Again, here you just click reply and you can type it in, you can share links, and I really, really do suggest that you do that, because then we can really benefit from this and we can start adding these things to everybody's resources so that everybody benefits. So those are the two discussion threads, or the two discussion boards that I have posted. Again, I can post more if we find a reason for that. And neither of them are required. You are not required to post any discussion board postings throughout the semester. And you can also add a discussion here. So you can add a discussion. You can start, say, for example, you want to start a study group. You can say, I live in this area. Can anybody get together this weekend and study? And you can have a discussion back and forth, and that way it's open to the class. Or any other, if you want to study on Skype, or if you want to exchange text messages and have some sort of study group that way. So I do recommend that you utilize this discussion board area, because we do not meet in person, so you won't have an opportunity to discuss these things in person. So back over here, the main section that we will be using throughout the semester is the modules section. So the modules is where we have everything posted for the semester. This is where you'll find all of the lecture material. This is where you'll find all of your assignments and your quizzes and your exams. This is the main area of our Canvas website. As of right now, I have 3 modules posted, and I will open up more by the Monday of each week. So the first module is our general course information module. This is where I have our syllabus for the course. This is the required notifications of subscriptions that you need to have in Canvas. This is a quick kind of tutorial on accessing the optional text. The Remind app instructions, you are required to sign up on the Remind app. You can either do this on your smartphone or you can do this on the website, but that is a requirement. And then this is a little tutorial on taking notes, and then also on submitting those notes on Canvas. And then this right here is a YouTube video tutorial on using a Genius Scan app, which is an incredibly helpful app for taking pictures of your lecture notes. So if you're handwriting your lecture notes, which I think most people do, taking pictures of those lecture notes and compiling them in one single PDF to be uploaded for your assignment. And that is a requirement that your notes be uploaded or any other assignment be uploaded in one single file that I can read. So let's take a quick look here. So this is, again, our general course information. This is just kind of what I suggest when you first get onto our Canvas website that you take a look at. So if I click here on our course syllabus for the summer, I am going to be brought to a content page. On this content page, I've mentioned, please take the time to read through the entire syllabus and watch this video below where I go over the syllabus. So in lieu of being in a classroom and going over the syllabus the first day, I've made a video that I highly suggest that you watch because I go over the grading and the point system and how it works with all of our activities that you're required to complete. So if you have any questions, again, you can put them in the general questions discussion board or contact me via text or via email in Canvas. So you can click on this link here, and this little guide tells you that it's going to link to an external site, meaning that it'll open up another tab, and then it'll bring you in YouTube, in the YouTube tab to watch the video. Or if you click on the actual video image here, it will open up a little bit larger and start playing the video within Canvas here. Here I have the actual syllabus. You can follow along with the document file. When you do that, if I click on that right now, you'll see that if you can see this down at the bottom, here I'm working on a PC at the moment. So you can see it asks me if I want to open it or save it. I can choose Save As, or I can just open it. Right now I'll just click Open It, and it's going to open it up in my Word, my Microsoft Word. So then I have that available and I can print that off. If I click Next here, it's going to go directly to the next item. You can see here where it says Required Notification Subscriptions in Canvas. It's going to go to the very, very next item that's posted within that module. So if I click Next, we're going to go to our Required Notifications tab here. I'm not going to read this to you word for word. You can read this, but you do have to have certain notifications set up in Canvas, and I walk you through how to do that here. So these are going to alert you either via email or text to important information in the classroom. This again is important, so we're going to do notifications for announcements. So again, if there's something that's come up or something has changed, something is important, I'll make an announcement and then you'll get that notification right away. And then also this is a submission comment for the discussion board. So you need to have access to the discussion board so that if something's posted there, you'll have that information as well. And then of course you can voluntarily elect to have any other notifications you want. But the announcement and submission comment notifications are required. So you do have to have, when an announcement is made, that you get a notification, and when a comment is made on the discussion board, you need to get a notification. Then down here, the required subscriptions, this is a similar thing here. The general questions and discussions thread and helpful resources thread. These are, I correct myself here. The submissions comment is not related to the discussion boards. The discussion boards down here, subscribing to the 2 discussion boards, so that when something's posted there, that you get that notification as well. So that's a subscription. And you saw me do that earlier here. I just clicked the subscribe button, and then I immediately got alerts saying that I had posted that response. So rather than clicking on Next, which you can do to get to the next thing, I want to show you that by clicking Next, it got us to the next thing in the module. So remember, we started on the syllabus, which is right here, our course syllabus, and then it brought us to, when we click Next, the required notifications and subscriptions. So you can always click Next just to go to the very next thing because we were about to go to this one, or you can click back at modules here, and then it's going to bring you back to the module with whatever module that you had open. So I am going to go to accessing the optional text. If you have taken a look at the syllabus, then perhaps you know already that I do not require any text for this course. I like to run courses as a zero cost, meaning no additional cost above and beyond the cost of the course. So all of our material will come from lectures that will be posted and assignments that will be posted, and quizzes and things. So, however, I do post an optional text in the syllabus. It's an OpenStax text, which is a free textbook online, so you can click on this This will take you out of the Canvas website, so you can go to the openstacks.org website, and then you can view the text online by clicking the link that says View Text Online, or you can download or you can download a PDF of the text. You can also download it to iBooks or to Kindle if you choose to. I do not reference this text in any way throughout the course. It's just there if you prefer to have some sort of textbook to read the information rather than just listening to the videos and taking notes. Also, you can purchase a physical copy of this text through the bookstore on campus, or you can order it on Amazon or through OpenStax if you prefer to have an actual physical book in front of you that you can highlight or write on or whatever you choose to do. Again, I don't reference it, so I don't know any page numbers or where any of the material is located that I'll be talking about specifically, but that's available to you. So I just click Next, so I'm to the next page in that first module, our general course information page. And this is another type of subscription thing that you need to be aware of and take part in. So this is the Remind app. So the Remind app instructions are here. So you need to download this free Remind app. You can download it on your smartphone or your tablet, or you can just go to the website and have it sign up on the website. So I do have the website here, remind.com, apps to go to for your phone or your tablet. You can search the App Store or the Google Store in order to find the app. I do have an image of what it looks like here, kind of the app icon, just so you know what you're looking for. What the Remind app is this is a way that we can text each other. So one of the easiest ways for us to contact each other that I found is through text. Since we're all texting quite often anyway, maybe not all of us, but many of us are texting often. It's very helpful to be able to text back and forth, especially because we won't have an opportunity to see each other in person on campus. So this Remind app allows us to text each other without sharing any personal information. So in this way, I will not know your phone number and you will not know my phone number. So this is very helpful in allowing us to communicate without sharing personal information. Also, what you need to do as part of the Remind app here, that's a requirement, is to be a part of our Bio 110 summer class on the Remind app, which is how you sign up on Remind. So don't be concerned about that being an extra step. But when you do that, then not only can I send out notifications on Canvas if I need to, but I can send out notifications on Remind, and then everybody will get a text message immediately. So in general, I'll be able to answer questions more quickly on Remind just because it's a simple text message. There might be some delay in getting my emails. But please keep in mind that there are times when I'm not available, so there may be delays in responses, depending on what's going on. So easy setup for smartphones. Once you download the Remind app, all you have to do is just go to your regular messenger or iMessage or whatever the case is, and then send a text to this number, the 81010. And then in the message, what you'll want to put is just at Bio 110 Sum for summer. If you do that, that automatically adds you to our group. So you don't even have to go into the Remind app and find SC4, and then once you find SC4, find Brandis Hubbard Bio 110. Once you download it, if you just send a text message to this, it'll automatically put you in our Remind app summer class. And then automatically you can go into the Remind app and send a message to me through that. And then it will go to your regular text messages, and you can just use that thread in the text messages like you would normally use a text message. So this is a requirement. You need to sign up for the Remind app. All right, so if we go to Next, the next thing we're going to take a look at is how to submit your lecture notes. So here, as I mentioned, there is no text for the course. All of the information will be presented to you via lectures, video lectures. So, as you are listening to the video lectures, you are required to take notes, and you will be turning in your notes for points. So I have some information here about how to do that. So you'll be taking notes as you go. I will be posting for each module, which we'll take a look at in just a minute, but we have five units that we will be covering, and then a partial unit at the end. So we'll talk about that in the syllabus video, or if you've already looked at it on the syllabus. We have 5 full units and then 1 partial unit at the end of the semester. For those 5 full units, you will have videos that you will need to watch, and then you'll take notes and you'll submit those notes for points. The first unit that we have is basic chemistry. For the basic chemistry unit, there are 4 different videos, so I have them labeled as basic chemistry part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. When you are taking notes, you need to indicate what video it is that you're referencing, and then you'll be taking notes on that video after that reference. So you'll just write something like basic chemistry part 1 video, and then you'll take your notes based on that video. So your notes should include the important terms and their definitions. So I'll be underlining things and talking about different terms. You need to write those things down. Make sure you take meaningful, quality notes, because these are going to be your notes for the class. Basically, you're writing your text based on these lectures. So quality over quantity. You don't have to write down every single word that I say in the videos or every single word that I write down, but it's important that you have all of the main concepts, and maybe even write them in your own words if that's helpful to you. In order to earn credit for these notes, they have to be comprehensive, so they have to cover all of the lecture material, and you have to submit them. So there are a couple of ways that you can take these notes. So option 1 is to handwrite your notes. So as you are watching the videos, you can have a regular lined piece of paper or non-lined piece of paper, and you can take your notes as you're going along. Make sure you have the headers for the different videos, and then once you have completed taking all of the notes for the different videos, then what you'll need to do is you'll need to take photos of those notes. So you can take photos of the notes and then compile them into one document. The key here is that when you submit something, I'll say it again, on Canvas, it should be in one document. So if you know how to do this using a document program, so something like Microsoft Word or Google Documents, you can take those pictures and then put them, size them appropriately, perhaps one image per page, and then put them in the Word document, put them in the Google document, save them as a file, and then upload that to Canvas. Another way to do this is using the Genius app, and then we'll take a look at the tutorial for the Genius app in a minute. But the Genius app is a pretty incredible app. It's a free app that you can download for both Android and iPhone. If you download this, I have a tutorial that I absolutely recommend if you download the app and you use it that you watch, so that you know how to adjust the images that you take, because sometimes they convert them to black and white images that do not show the text that you have written, your handwritten text, very well. So it's important that you understand how to convert it back to an image. It's very, very simple. Don't think that it's complex. I just want you to watch the tutorial so you know how to do it, so you can submit things correctly at the very beginning of the class and continue. So you can then take photos of your notes. You can use your smartphone. You can just have your first page of notes open, take a photo, you'll turn the page, take another photo, turn the page, take another photo in the Genius app, and then at the end all you'll do is export it to Canvas. And in fact, if you have the Canvas app downloaded to your phone and you've signed into the Canvas app, and you have the Genius app downloaded to your phone and you're taking images and creating a file in the Genius app, it will automatically take that file that you've created as a PDF and put it into Canvas for you, and then you can just click submit. So it's a very, very simple process. You can do it all on your phone very simply, or you can utilize the computer, whichever is easiest for you. So if you choose to handwrite your notes, then you'll be taking photos of those, compiling them into one document, either using the Genius app or something like Microsoft Word or Google Documents, and then you'll upload them to the assignment. Or if you choose to type your notes, you can do that as well. And then, of course, if you're typing your notes, whether it's Microsoft Word or Google Documents or a Mac app, you can just upload that file to the Canvas assignment. So some notes for option 1, which is the handwriting your notes. If you're using the Genius app, again, make sure you watch the posted video, the tutorial, in order to make sure that your notes are compiled appropriately and that the images are readable, again, because sometimes it converts the file or converts the images. Also, in order to compile handwritten notes into a file, I do have kind of a step-by-step here on how to save the images to your computer and then compile the images into a single document by a Word or Google document, and then you'll insert the picture as you go along and then size it to be an appropriate size, making sure that everything is legible and upright, and then saving it as a Word or a Google document, but then also as a PDF. And then attaching the PDF to the Canvas assignment, because Word documents sometimes get a little messed up. Things can get shifted around and then make it to where I'm not able to read it. And if I'm not able to read it, if the image is somehow only half on the page or something like that, then you will not get full credit for it. Another reminder here, when attaching files to any assignment, all pages must be combined into a single document. So double check your file prior to attaching it. Make sure that it opens up. Make sure that all of your images are appropriate. They're not upside down, things like that. Make sure everything's legible. Another note here, talking about how things are submitted in assignments. So Canvas will not allow you to both attach a document to an assignment and then also type in the text box that's available in the assignment submission screen. It will appear as though Canvas will allow this because it'll allow you to type and attach a document, but it'll actually delete one of them after you hit submit. So in order to try to fix this, or in order to work around it, I suggest uploading your document first and then going back in and then typing in the text, or vice versa. So you can submit something multiple times, and then I will see that. I will see that there are multiple submissions, and I will see that there's a comment. So if you need to comment, you don't have to comment. There's no need to. But if you feel a need, if there's something that you need to comment on when you submit your assignment, make sure that you go in and you type the comment separately from submitting the actual document to make sure that both go through. Then down here I just have some tips on how to take notes. So if you have not taken notes in a long time, or you want to find a new way to take notes, maybe you think that your note-taking skills are not up to par where you want them to be, then there are some different note-taking skills links here. All right, so then the next one is this Genius Scan app. So right here it's bringing me to the page, or to the link for the Genius Scan app YouTube video. And so right here, if I click on this, then it's just going to open this in a YouTube, or a new tab in the YouTube website, at the YouTube website. And then you can watch that tutorial for using the Genius Scan app. Again, I highly, highly recommend that app. It's fantastic. Sometimes it has a little bit, has some hiccups, some difficulty submitting things or losing files. Typically that's just on the phone, it's not the app, but hopefully you can make that work, and it'll be very, very simple to upload all of your files. So we have gone through all of these items in the general course information section. The video I'm making right now should show up right up above the course syllabus here, and also on the home page, so there will be two places for that as well. So if I close this up, now we can talk about our first unit. So our first unit is basic chemistry. You can see here that it says that, basic chemistry unit, and it tells you right here the due date. So May 20th, which is Sunday, by 11:59 p.m. Over here it says complete all items, meaning that you need to complete all of the items, all of the assignments in this unit, or in this module, before you can move on to the next module. And that's what this is saying here. Prerequisites are the basic chemistry unit right here. That's due May 20th by 11:59 p.m. So this is locked currently. It's locked because I have not yet submitted assignments for this unit. This is how this will be run, is that we'll have the basic chemistry unit, or we'll have the unit itself, and then you'll have the exam. Once you have submitted the assignments for the unit, then you'll have access to the exam. What that means then is that if you get to Sunday night, and you realize that you're not going to be able to complete the assignments, what you need to do then is still go into the assignment and then just submit some piece of document, so some PDF or a Word document or something that says, I did not complete this assignment. Then that way that will count as a submission, and then you can have access to the exam. So I want to make sure that you understand that. You need to complete all of the assignments in the unit before you have access to the exam for that unit. You don't want to miss out on taking the exam. You need to have that done by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. for the 5 units, not the last one, that's due by Friday. In order to access the exam, you have to complete the assignments and submit something for the assignments first in the unit. If you do not have time to complete the assignments, if you're going to opt to not turn those in, as if you were in a classroom and you forgot to bring your assignment, just didn't have time to do it, you're not going to turn it in, but you do show up for the exam, what you need to do is click on the assignment and submit a document that just says, I'm not turning in this assignment. That way, then that will count as a submission that will then allow you to open up the exam module here. Do not contact me at 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday saying that you don't know why you can't access the exam, because this video is explaining right now how it is that you can access the exam. Okay, so make sure that you have gone through and you have submitted all of the assignments from the previous unit so you can access the exam. So let's take a closer look at the modules. They will all be structured in this way. Each of the units, the full units, the 5 complete units that we'll be doing. So this is our first one, our basic chemistry unit. Again, the due date is here. So first we have our basic chemistry lectures, then we have the basic chemistry assignments, our quizzes for this section, and then any additional or helpful materials here. So let's go back up under the basic chemistry lectures. If we click on the basic chemistry lectures page, we can take a look at those. So here we are, as I mentioned, part 1. So here's our basic chemistry part 1 lecture. Basic chemistry part 2, part 3, and part 4. Again, very similar to before, if you click on this link, the words right here, it will open up in a new tab or a new window and bring you to YouTube. If you click right here, then it'll start playing in the Canvas website right here. Again, same thing here. So each of these will be posted in that way. It'll open up to YouTube here, or you can click it on here and it will open up as a smaller little window here. So these are the 4 basic chemistry lectures. I have it split up into 4s. They're about 45 minutes to an hour each. So make sure that you plan accordingly. You can know how long they are by clicking and opening them up, each of them up in YouTube or even in here, and you can see the number of minutes for each of them. So if you're trying to plan your week, make sure that ahead of time you take a look at how long they are so that you can plan accordingly. So if I go back to modules here, we'll continue taking a look at our first module, the basic chemistry module, our first unit. So that was the basic chemistry lectures that we just saw. So you'll be watching those lectures and taking notes. Now I'm going to skip down just for a moment because I want you to notice that I have the basic chemistry quizzes down here, and I have them split up by the parts. So if you choose to, you can go to the basic chemistry lectures. You can watch part 1 of the lectures and take notes on that. And you can, study your notes and look over those notes, and you can quiz yourself on those notes by going to this quiz specifically. Then if you choose to, you can go back to the chemistry lectures, listen to part 2, and then go down here and quiz yourself on part 2. Same thing with part 3 and part 4. So I have the quiz separated by parts so that you can focus solely on those sections, hopefully making it a little bit easier to study individual kind of chunks of material. However, when you submit your chemistry lecture notes or your unit notes, they will all be as one single file for all of the videos. So even if you complete them in sections over time, say Monday you complete part 1 and you wait until Wednesday or something to complete part 2, it's not until you've completed all parts of the video lectures that you want to submit the entire file. And that's where you'll see this here. So our basic chemistry assignments. So here is where you will submit your basic chemistry lecture notes. You can see here the due date, the number of points, and then that you need to have this submitted. So if I click on this assignment, then you can see this is what an assignment looks like here. So this is the assignment here, basic chemistry lecture notes. So let's say I've gone through all 4 of those videos. I've taken notes. I've used my Genius Scan app, and I've taken pictures of each of those, and I've compiled it into a PDF. I have the due date here that needs to be uploaded by, the points, how I can submit this assignment. It's a file upload. This is a reminder here to submit one single file that contains images of your handwritten lecture notes or a typed file document. Again, I mentioned using the Genius Scan app and watching the YouTube video if you are not familiar with creating a single file. In order to submit something for the assignment, you just click up here on Submit Assignment, and then down here this is just like opening up a file on the computer. So you'll browse, you'll click on your file, and then this is where you would add comments. Remember, again, I suggest adding your file first, then you'll click Submit Assignment. Then you can go back into the assignment and type in a comment if you need to. There's no need to do that unless there's something that you feel like you have to do. So you can click Browse, attach your file, and then you'll click Submit Assignment. It says you have to submit assignment. Obviously, I didn't do that, so I'll just X out of it, and then I'll cancel. I'll get out of this. But it's simple. You just submit the assignment, and then once you do that, it'll say the file has been submitted. So I'm going to leave that page and not submit anything at the moment. and go to the next one. So that was our basic chemistry lecture notes, our basic chemistry homework assignment. So remember, or maybe not remember, if you've watched the syllabus video, or when you do, you'll see that we have different things that are part of each unit. So the first activity that is a graded assignment part of each unit are the notes on the lecture. The second is the homework assignment. The third is the study skills assignment, and the fourth are the quizzes. The fifth is actually the exam. So the lecture notes are there. Our basic chemistry homework assignment, so each unit will have a homework assignment. This is a file, so it says complete the following assignment and submit it prior to the due date, which is up here, the number of points, and then you'll need to submit a file. So you may print it and complete it, and then submit images of the work, or you can complete it digitally. So if I click on this, it's going to open up. I'll click open. It will open up our basic chemistry homework assignment. Apparently I'm having some issues. Not going to deal with that at the moment, but if you open it up, it's a document file. You can see that here. And you can then print that out. This one I believe is 4 pages, not excessive, but you can print that out and you can handwrite your answers to all of those. And then just like with your handwritten notes, you can then take images of that and then submit it just like we submitted the notes. So click on Submit Assignments, grab the file, and then attach it. If you choose to, you can complete it digitally. So you can open this up as a document. Then you can type in your answers. Some of them require drawings or circling certain things. So I recommend using highlight for different things that need to be circled, or if you know how to insert not an image, what am I thinking of right now? Shape, sorry, insert a shape. You can then, drag a circle or drag an oval and use that as your insert shape. I do recommend then converting it to a PDF before you submit it. So if you complete it digitally and you're using things like shapes to do circles and to draw images that are required for the assignment, then I do recommend that you save as a PDF and upload the PDF so that things don't shift around and they don't move, because oftentimes they do in a document when we're interfacing here with the internet, so and with Canvas. So now I'm going to go to, actually I'll go to the modules just so you can see kind of the breakdown again. So our first kind of assignment were the lecture notes. Then our second one we just looked at is the basic chemistry homework assignment, and then we have a study skills assignment. So each week, each unit will have a study skills assignment worth 10 points, due at the same time. Same thing, you'll complete this prior to the due date. And then same thing, you can click on this, it's a document. Open it up, you can print it out, handwrite it. On this one, I really do recommend that you print it out and handwrite it and take images of it to complete, because there's a lot of filling things in and coloring things. It's a color coding thing. You need to color certain sections and things like that. So you'll click it. For this one specifically, the Study Skills 1, I need to make an announcement on that, but this one you need to start immediately on Monday, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be writing down your activities for every day for the week. And then you'll be completing this table on Sunday and be evaluating where your time goes and where you can fit study time in. So immediately after watching this video and kind of clicking around the Canvas site, I do recommend that you start on that assignment right away. Again, if you complete it digitally, save it as a PDF, upload it. If you complete it handwritten, then take images of it using the Genius Scan app, and then upload that. So for our unit, again, we have our lecture notes, we have the homework assignment, we have the study skills assignment, and then we have our quizzes. So because we have 4 videos for this unit, I have 4 quizzes. Each is worth 5 points because our quizzes total 20 points per unit. So those may vary depending on the number of videos and the number of quizzes per unit. When I open this up here, this is our basic chemistry part 1 quiz, so based on the information in the part 1 video. It gives me the due date here and time, the number of points, how many questions are part of this quiz, the time limit. So in this case, when you are taking quizzes, you have no time limit. You can take as long as you'd like. Exams are different. And then allowed attempts. So there are unlimited attempts on quizzes. These are practice quizzes. So you can go in and you can do them over and over and over and over again, just to go through the material over and over again, use them as a study resource. You will be graded on the quizzes, and the grade that is marked down in the scorebook is the highest score. So even if you get the highest score your first time around and you go in and you do it 10 more times before Sunday, it will only do the highest score. It will keep the highest score, so you can do them as many times as you'd like. Just make sure that you get the score you want to get prior to Sunday by 11:59 p.m. because at that point, then whatever score is your highest will be the score for that quiz. So here there should be a button for me to take the quiz. Unfortunately, that's not showing up, perhaps because I'm in some sort of weird fake student account. Let's see if we can click to the next quiz and see if it pops up. But we do have all of the quizzes. All of the quizzes for this section. This one happens again to have 4, but all of those need to be completed by that Sunday at 11:59. So I'm not seeing it here, but there should be a link that'll say start the quiz. You can click on it. The way I have the quizzes set up is where all of the questions populate all at the same time. And you can go in and you can answer the ones you know first and then scroll back up and then go through and answer the ones that you're not as familiar with a little bit slower if you choose to. At the end of the quiz, you'll click Submit Quiz. And then once you do that, that will be posted as a score. And again, I suggest you submit the quiz no matter, even if it's not your highest score or what you feel might not be your highest score, just so that if you don't get back to it before the 11:59 deadline on Sunday, that you have some sort of score there. So I'm going to go back to the modules now. And we were in our quizzes, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then down here, some additional helpful materials. Here what I have posted is our basic chemistry exam study guide. So if you click on this, this is just a file, an attachment. You can open that up and it kind of walks you through just some questions like make sure you list this, make sure you list that. So just some helpful materials for studying for the exam. Also what I may put here are different types of YouTube videos or different websites that people have brought to my attention that are helpful. Maybe some additional things, journal articles or something like that that may be helpful for understanding the material. So again, here you have to complete all of the assignments prior to getting to the exam. So these are all of the things that need to be completed, all of the unit here by Sunday at 11:59. Whenever you have completed all of these things, then this will be open here. So I can't click on it, I can't open it right now because it's locked. Remember, it's locked because I haven't submitted these items. So once these things are submitted, then I can open up the exam, and that will be the last thing that I do. Also due by Sunday at 11:59. So make sure that you complete these things before that time so you have enough time to get to the exam. So I'm going to see if I can quickly pause this for a moment so that I can submit some images really quickly or submit some assignments so that I can open up the exam and show you how that works. Alright, so I have gone in and I have now submitted assignments, and you can actually see out here, complete all items, and there's a check mark, so saying that those items have been completed. And I do want to go in here and just kind of show you, if I click on the assignment, over here you can see the check marks saying that they have been submitted. It says here, submitted. But also after I have submitted that, what it brought me to was this. So you can see it tells you that it's been submitted, what time it was submitted, details. It tells you what file I uploaded. And then also I can click on resubmit the assignment. So I can click on this and then I can go back in and I can make comments, as I mentioned, and then resubmit the comments as a separate thing. So there are no comments here. So I just wanted to show you that you can tell that something's been submitted, so it's not a question in your mind if it's been submitted. So if I go back to the modules now, I have submitted something for each of these assignments. Check marks tell me so. Complete all items, check mark, great. So now what I'm going to do is I am able to access this. You can see there's no longer a lock here. So if I click on this, I can open it up, and now I have access to the basic chemistry exam. So if I click on the basic chemistry exam, it'll open up. It won't start the exam right away, but it'll give you the information on the exam. So when it's due, again by Sunday at 11:59 p.m., points, each unit exam is worth 100 points. It tells me the number of questions here and then the time limit. So I'll read through the instructions here and we'll talk a moment about it. So first of all, the exam is closed notes, closed text, closed internet. All of the exams, you should only be using your brain. Okay, so the only thing you should use to access answers for the exam is your brain. You should not be using another person in the room. You should not be using the internet, anything else. You may only attempt the exam once. So unlike the quizzes where you can go through multiple times, you can only take the exam one time. Once it's been submitted, it's done. I do suggest that you go through and answer questions you know the answer to first. Skip those that you may not be sure of until you go through a second time, so that at least you get all of the questions that you know answered, and then you can spend more time on the other ones, and if you run out of time, then at least you have the ones that you knew in there already. Here you have 50 minutes to complete the exam, which is a total of 47 questions. Use your time wisely. If you do not complete the exam in the time allotted, what you have completed will be submitted for you. So once that time limit comes, what you have completed will be submitted, and then your score is going to be based on what is submitted. So I want to take a moment to talk about this closed notes, closed text thing. I understand that this is an online class and I'm not standing next to you, making sure that you're not cheating, not plagiarizing, not using websites and things like that. But the way that I structure the exams is that I do take some of the questions from the quizzes that you have completed, those practice quizzes, so you get a good chunk of the questions coming from there so that you're familiar with the questions. But then I have a good chunk, about 50-50, of questions that are new, that you have not seen before, that are related to the material. So you will not have seen all of the questions ahead of time. Also, what I have here is you can see the time frame versus the number of questions. 47 questions in 50 minutes. That's about a question a minute. And that's about how I structure the exam. So sometimes we may have more questions than 47. Sometimes we may have less questions than 47. But the time frame is going to be about a minute a question. And I do that because then you have to have that information in your head in order to complete it. So a minute is not going to be long enough for you to start scrolling through your notes to find an answer. Or start going through the internet to find an answer. So I highly recommend that you study ahead of time. You don't rely on the fact that I'm not standing next to you while you're taking the exam, because again, some of the questions that you will not have seen might be a little bit more difficult than some of the questions that you have seen, a little bit more complex, lots of drop-down menus and things, and you will not have time to look them up. I promise you will not have time to look up 47 questions in 50 minutes in order to answer them. So again, you shouldn't be looking up anything because it closed book, closed notes, etc. But if you are into the cheating thing, then I would recommend that you don't rely on that because you will not have the time to do that. So use your time wisely. Again, this would be like the quizzes where there's a button that you can start the exam. I'm not seeing that. You'll click on that, and then up in the corner it will tell you your time frame. It will have a list of the question numbers there, and then you can go through and you'll be answering the questions as you go along. Again, just like the quizzes, I have all of the questions come up all at the same time, so you can scroll through and you can answer the ones that you know, and you can go back to the ones that you might not be familiar with. And in fact, on the left-hand side of the questions, you can actually click on questions that you want to go back to, and then it will remind you can go back to those questions. Those will be labeled for you. All right, so if you have any questions on the exams or the quizzes or the assignments or anything, please do contact me via text or via email, and I will get back to you about that. So then what we'll have here is all of these things are due, again, by Sunday, May 20th, by 11:59 p.m. At that time, then I will open up to where you can see the answers for the exam. So the answers will be available after Sunday, May 20th at 11:59 p.m. Then you can check your answers. If any of those seem like they're incorrect, please do take a screenshot and contact me. In the syllabus, when you read it and watch that video, you'll see that it's required that you contact me about any discrepancies within 2 days. After 2 days, if there is a discrepancy, then it is what it is, because I need to have time in order to grade these things and get grades in. It moves very, very quickly in the summertime. So after these units are complete, so after May 20th at 11:59 p.m. Sunday, on Monday morning, the new unit will be posted. So the next unit is organic chemistry after this. So you'll see an organic chemistry unit and then the due date for that one, and then the organic chemistry exam, and it will have the prerequisites and will be locked until you have completed the organic chemistry unit assignments. All right, so next over here we have grades. So here you can see all of your grades for the assignments. So I suggest arranging it by module. It puts it in the nicest order, I think. Then you can click apply, but you can change the way that it is shown to you. And then basically has a list, and you can click on these to bring you to those. If you don't have a submission, so you can see that I have submitted items for these, and it'll tell me when I've completed these things. So it tells me there's my lecture notes, the homework assignment, the study skills assignment, the 4 quizzes, tells me out of points, and then here it will show if there's this little paper image here, then that means that you have submitted something and it has not yet been graded. Once it's graded, then you'll have a score there. If you click on this, then you can go in and you can still look at for one, you can look at comments that I've made based on your submission, but you can also look at your own comments. You can look at your own file that's been submitted. Sometimes I write on the files as I'm grading them, so you can look at those. And then you can also see what your score is. But once this is replaced by a score, that's your score, and you can go in and you can check what you have there. And then here's the basic chemistry exam out of 100 points. So then down here it'll tell you what your score is out of the total, and then this will be out of the total here. So out of your assignments here, which pretty much everything that's going to be in the total is going to be in assignments as well. So those should be the same. So again, on Sunday, all of those things will be submitted. I will have them graded. So the quizzes and the exam are all self-grading. So you can look at the answers for those, and you need to contact me by Tuesday of the following week if you have any discrepancies or any questions about it. Each of these items that you have turned in, these assignments, I will be grading on Monday and Tuesday of the next week, and then you can take a look at your scores for those, and you can ask me if you have any questions about that. So those will be posted and available to you as soon as possible. And again, you need to keep track of your scores if it comes to the following Sunday. Okay, so this is due by May 20th. If we get to the following Sunday, the 27th, and you still see something that hasn't been graded, if I haven't posted some sort of announcement about it being delayed, then you should contact me and let me know that you don't have a score or that you're confused about what's going on with some sort of assignment. Lastly, over here, we have a people link. When you click on this, then it brings up information for the other students in the class. So you can go in here and you can actually email these students so that you can maybe get together, you can make groups, and you can contact each other if you have any questions or if you want to see about getting together to study or anything else. So feel free to do that. That's available to you. It will contact them through Canvas, so nobody's personal information is shown. One last thing I did want to show you over here, so there's a calendar you can look at that will have assignments that are coming up for all of your classes. But then over here we have the inbox. So this is how you will email me through Canvas. Looks like I can't access that now because I'm a fake student. But you'll click on the inbox here in order to email me, not through your portal, through your student.sc4.edu email. You'll email me through Canvas again, so that there is a record going back and forth and we can easily access it. When you click on inbox, you'll see all of your inbox items here, any emails that you have kind of in a column here, and then up here kind of in the middle area there's the little page image with a pencil. You can click on that to compose an email. And then you'll just pick the class, our Bio 110 summer class, and then you'll pick my name and it will go to me. So make sure you're using this inbox here as your email to contact me. So getting us back to our Bio 110-60 cell biology class, that pretty much sums up our Canvas course. Hopefully that was helpful to you. You're ready to navigate the class and just be ready to jump into the material again, because there's a lot of material that we're covering very, very quickly. So if you have any questions, please contact me as soon as possible, either via text or via email through Canvas. You know how to do that now here in the inbox. Make sure that you are downloading the Remind app so that you can message me as soon as possible and I can get back to you as soon as possible. So again, welcome to class. I look forward to having a great semester.